Hello guys, NautoAce here, and this is gonna be something different I'm gonna do for the MmGS Christmas special vlog. Basically, I'm actually using game footage rather than just my usual illustration. Okay, so because this is going to be a special, and the game that you're watching during this vlog is Horizon's Dawn, Zero's Horizon Dawn, I think that's the name. A good game, very good game from Sony, an exclusive first party game by the Gorilla, the people who developed Killzone series. And what am I showing this? What's related to the V-Block I'm talking about? Well, I'm gonna be talking about Nintendo as of right now, 2017. And believe it or not, this game, it's sort of, whether you believe it or not, it's Sony's version of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. So, yes, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, one of the best game, got Game of the Year in the Game Awards show. I can agree. I prefer Super Mario Odyssey, but whatever, it's subjective. And one guy who works for Nintendo, well, Project Sora, Masahiro Sakurai. If you don't know who the guy is, the director and the creator of the Super Smash Brothers series. He played this game and just he wanted to share his opinion, I think, in Twitter. And yes, he did say that this game, Horizon Dawn, Zero Horizon Dawn, I think that is the name. He said it kind of feel like the Legend of the Breath of the Wild. So I did play the game also, and yeah, I have to agree with him. It is Sony's version of the Breath of the Wild because it's open world. You gotta gather materials. You gotta watch yourself against enemies. The same goes with Breath of the Wild. The only difference is there's no amiibo support. Okay, of course it's Sony. It's not amiibo support. All right, so that's the reason why I'm showing this clip. And of course, I'm just using the Share Factory for the PlayStation 4. Why not? Alright, so basically, the special vlog that I wanna give my thoughts on that's close to me is Nintendo. Because, believe it or not, I may like Sony, I like the Sony trophy system, I like what Sony does. I'm also a Nintendo fan to some extent, maybe a quote unquote good fanboy. Because I grew up with Nintendo when I was young. My family, my relatives, kind of introduced me to Nintendo. You might say, well, did you have an Atari? Yes, I did. Unfortunately, I was too young, didn't really understand it until when Nintendo comes, the concept of a video game, and then when I came back about Atari, I may know about Atari now because of, decided to look it up, but I was a Nintendo kid, And I said it before and I said it again. When during the 8-bit era and the 16-bit era, I was Nintendo. Like I refused to buy any other console. Did not want to buy a Sega Master System or the Mark II. Didn't refuse to get the Sega Genesis or the real name, in my opinion, the Sega Mega Drive. But whatever. Why you're not being America? You're supposed to be America. Well, whatever. It's a better name in my opinion. Like Eggman. Okay, no, it's not. No, it's not. Eggman is weird. All right, but the bottom line, I'm saying it. I used to be like all time Nintendo until Sony stepped in 1996 with the PlayStation. The original PlayStation introduced their game. They had a lot of variety of games. Their first party games were good. From Japan, Europe, America, you name it. They had a lot of variety. Then I'm sorry to say Nintendo. At the same time, the N64, well, didn't really have a lot of game. They didn't have actually a lot of Nintendo games, and that was the time when Nintendo became a stigmata of the reason you buy a Nintendo console is so you can play those Nintendo games, and that's it. It kind of came the end of the N64 era, but it basically the GameCube. Not so much with the Wii because it had some exclusive, but at the same time had some shovelware, which is cheap game, cheap $90 cost to develop. So yeah, I had games, but they weren't. It was mostly games that could just have been an indie game. I had some of them. They're not bad, but that's subjective. But like I said, besides the GameCube, the Wii U also basically pinnacle that stigmata of the reason you buy a Nintendo console is to play Nintendo game. Reason to buy a Wii U so you can play Nintendo games in HD. There you go. So you know the history about it. I did talk about it before. Let's just recap this again. During the 8-bit and the 16-bit era, Nintendo was the king. They were in the lead. Sega couldn't compete in the 8-bit era. During the 16-bit era, not beside Sega, TurboGrafx, Hudson Soft, they did their own console, the TurboGrafx 16 or the PC Engine. Didn't really compete. They were, I think, in my opinion, gonna have better graphics to some extent than SNES, but again, couldn't really compete. And then the Neo Geo, which is supposed to be arcade experience at home, that couldn't even compete against Nintendo's cheap, but at the same time still good console. It's just when the N64 came is when they had some problem. And if you know the history of the PlayStation, people kind of forget this, is that the PlayStation originally planned was to be an add-on to the Super Nintendo to be like to compete against the Sega CD. Like it's a rich graphic FMV. But down the line, what happened was there was some when they looked at the deal, the contract. Nintendo didn't really agree with Sony. I guess they didn't see the fine print or whatever. And the story was that 90% would go to Sony, the CD-based sales, 10% from Nintendo, and so Nintendo said no. Rather than trying to fix the contract and basically, make like find some middle ground, instead what Nintendo did is they basically decided to go to another contract with Philip to create the CDI and to test the water to see if the CDI is good, that it may be in the long run, if it's good enough, they'll integrate it with the SNES. Of course, you know what happened. It didn't. The games that they have it for the Sega, or not Sega, the CDI, the Philips CDI, were sadly to say crap. And that never came to fruition. And at the same time, the reason they didn't even go further with it, because at the same time also, the Sega CD, well, they weren't really selling, so there was no point. So, kind of makes sense there. But at the same time, what Sony did say, well, we can't just let it go. We already have the technology. Let's do something about it. So again, at the time, they said, let's wait until the next cycle generation, which is the 32-bit era, then introduce the Sony PlayStation, and then it revealed a lot of games, a lot of first-party game variety. Third-party game was on board of it. Even Square Enix was more in favor of Sony's platform rather than Nintendo, because one is the medium they used was CD-ROM rather than cartridge. Like a former, I think Square Enix said that at one point when he was talking to Yamauchi, when they decided to go to Sony for Final Fantasy VII, or quote unquote Final Fantasy IV, if it stayed to the N64, I think I heard Yamauchi said, you know what, you're gonna leave, don't bother coming back, which is wow, wow. But the bottom line is, yes, Nintendo was in a different time where they're archaic. Their basically rule is you gotta make games exclusive to Nintendo, or you can't put it on a Nintendo console. That's the reason why sort of Nintendo was in the lead until Sony decided to do their version, and they had a different rule. They're more open, they're more lenient to Nintendo, and of course the medium, the Sega. When I keep thinking of a Sega CD. What I meant was CD-ROM. CD-ROM. I do apologize. The CD-ROM, and it was easier to put in the game, easy to develop from what I heard. Then thus the stigmata of the reason you buy Nintendo console, starting with the N64 all the way to the Wii U, is to play those Nintendo games. Alright, moving way forward to the Wii U, the pinnacle of the stigmata. It kind of showed there's a reason why the Wii U failed. All right, so again, Nintendo in 2012 to 20, I'm gonna say 16, the end of 2016 of December. I mean, the last game, of course, they did was The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild for the Wii U. It also was on the Switch, so you got two options. Yeah, like I said before with the Wii U, unfortunately, when I first saw it, I was confused, and I was a Nintendo fan. I was in tune to Nintendo's technology. I thought it was also the tablet, and I'm a Nintendo fan. I love Nintendo, and when I'm confused, there's something wrong there, and kind of showed the gist of it is I'm probably gonna do a different video about this in 2018. Is the market was confusing. They didn't know the deal with the Wii U. What was the main objective of the gamepad besides having a second screen experience, which a lot of people didn't utilize? And games. Do you have any variety of games? In the beginning, they did, but after a while, they didn't. In the beginning, in 2012, they had some third-party games that was good. Of course, they're old because they've already been in the PS3 and the 360. Had some Nintendo games until the March of next year, March of I think 2013, and then literally had a big game drought. Yes, you don't want half your console to be games drought. If you have a game drought, that's not a good thing. Nintendo Wii U did big time twice in 2013, and then later on in to some extent I'm gonna have to say 2014 also they did. Like a lot of the big Nintendo games were way apart. Like I said, it was bad. A lot of people were like regretting getting a Wii U. Some of them were ending up selling it. Case in point, Alex of the Backlog Battle said he had a Wii U, and at one point he said, "You know what? I'm not getting the game. There's no point of having this one. I'm gonna sell my Wii U." And he sold his Wii U so he can get a PS4. Again, to each of their own. I still have my Wii U. I love the games, but again, I'm treating it as a secondary console. So at the time, Nintendo was in a bad place. They're not making money. They were losing money. Couldn't make games. They couldn't provide any Nintendo games monthly to a point that they had admitted. They said the reason why is we didn't realize developing games in HD was bad. And yep, I mean Sony did it. Microsoft kind of they did it. A lot of third-party company kind of did it, but they were doing it on off time rather than in on time. Meaning, while the PS2 was selling or the Xbox, the original Xbox, was selling, they were selling games. They're already trying to understand the transition to HD. Nintendo kind of didn't do it. They were taking their time, but at the same time, the timing was so bad. They were just learning how to do HD game when the console's already out, which is not really a good idea. And it showed. And they did it again, I think, the year after that, in 2014 to some extent. If I do recall, let's see, Mario Kart was 2014 of May, and then Smash Brother was November 2014, and Splatoon was 2015. But again, there was a lot of games out there, and people are saying maybe Nintendo should just go third party because they're not doing good. They kind of learned, well, at least they learned their lesson there, and I'll talk about it later. So even I thought myself like, yeah, I think Nintendo's not going to do good anymore if they don't shape up, they don't figure out what to do. They're not going to go far because again, one of the problems I have also was the marketing, the not understanding the culture in America because the Lady Wada, again, that'll be a teaser in 2018. I am going to talk about what Iwata basically contribution to Nintendo, and don't worry about it. I'm not gonna be nasty because I have no problem with Iwata. I do respect Iwata. I did a tribute video on Iwata, but I want to talk about his legacy, his contribution. But that's gonna be 2018. That's gonna be a different vlog. So of course, he always had this idea of I want to play console game on the go or able to play it without a television. So he tried it with the Wii U, but of course that sort of worked. but you have to be in the same room, which again that makes sense. If he did the Wii U during the 16-bit era, that would be awesome. Because you want to play video game. Oh no, your friends, your family were watching something else. What do? You either just wait or you do something else. With the Wii U, oh look, my friends wants to watch a movie. Turn on the gamepad, play it. So the concept there is good, but you have to be close to the console. I don't think that's bad, but some people just said, well, they could have gone better. Maybe use the 3DS as a link, kind of like what the PSP with the PS3. But again, that at the time the technology wasn't there. Another problem was for some people, I know some people not going to care, was the lack of achievement. The 3DS didn't have an achievement. The Wii U didn't have an achievement. What they did was, they said was for the 3DS, they had the accomplishment. But basically, what it is you use the 3DS on itself. Like if you play Street Pass, you get accomplishment. You do something, bring your 3DS like a Street Pass to get Street Pass Relay, you get something out of it. But mostly it was something to do with Street Plaza, and that was it. It had nothing to do like play games for, have 5 game registered, etc., etc. Was nothing. Whatever. The 3DS is supposed to be as powerful as the Wii. Then the Wii U came, didn't have an achievement. And what Iwata basically said was he said you can create your own achievement. Yeah. But what he meant by that is that you go to Miiverse, take a picture and say hashtag accomplishment, and you can make whatever. You can even say say for Super Mario Brothers the Virtual Console, hashtag accomplishment, I just turned on the game. Whatever. That's what Miiverse is for. Again, like I said, Miiverse it's a game facts only with Nintendo games. Again, fine, it's good, but didn't really go far with it. Thus, it's now shut down. In November 2017, it's shut down. Yes, teaser on my main channel. I'm gonna be showcasing my part of the Miiverse because right now, if you request for a download, it does give you a download, but it's not. What the download is, they give you a HTML file so you can look up all your posts, but then that's it. But then by 2018, the link's gonna go dead. But all the pictures you did, you could save it, but that's it. Post wise, well, until the end of 2017, and that's it. So that's a lot of the problem with the Wii U. The lack of games, the lack of Nintendo games, the lack of achievement that some people wanted. Stupid it may be, they want something like that. At least to have incentive of playing the game. They didn't have that. Another thing they didn't really have was, they sort of their online was not really good, but at the same time, it was free. I can't complain about it, but yeah, there were some problems. Case in point with Splatoon, whether you're wired or you're wireless, you get automatically cut off. I think I've right now with the Switch also, but again, remember, it is still free. That's the reason why it wasn't that good. Wait until 2018 when you start paying $20 a year. That's from what I heard. Then maybe they'll make it improve, because that's the reason why you have to pay. You gotta pay. You pay what you get. What you paid what you get for. It's something like that. That's an old saying. PS3 was free online, but the PS4 you gotta pay. Xbox, since the original, Xbox 360, not the original, but the Xbox 360, you already have to pay. So there you go. So a lot of problem with the Wii U. I mean, it wasn't a bad. It was bad for business, but it wasn't a bad system itself. The problem really is that it couldn't even last 4 years. So it lasts, I think, 4 years and 3 months, and that was it. 3 months. Yeah, they couldn't do the 5 year thing because they said they couldn't do it. That's the reason why the Switch was released in March of 2017, because they really couldn't do anything about it. Like, what do you want them to do? They're not selling any games anymore. Nobody cares about the Wii U. So that's why there's a lot of revised game, remastered game for the Switch. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Pokemon Tournament DX. There's been even rumored more coming. Case in point, Bayonetta 1 and 2 with new features going to be on the Switch. And if you already have the game, then you don't have to buy it. It's just for a lot of people who missed because they couldn't play it on the Wii U because they didn't have a Wii U. That's the reason. Remember, The Last of Us Remastered because it wasn't on the PS3, it was on the Wii U. Why? At the time, not a lot of people had PS3, so I'll give them a second chance. I do prefer backwards compatibility instead, but that costs money. I did talk about that. Hopefully, maybe in the future, the Switch will have backwards compatibility. Hopefully, but we'll just have to wait and see in 2018. I know the PS4 didn't. The Xbox One, believe it or not, actually have backwards compatibility. Kudos to Phil Spencer. Xbox One games and 360 games. Kind of noticed I did actually my first 360 game showcase on the main channel. And then on my MmGS game showcase Twitch, there was a game, Neo King Fighter Neo Wave, an Xbox game exclusive because I think they want to put it on the PS2. Managed to do some recording. That's a teaser in the long run, but different story there. So yeah, the Wii U, I don't think it's bad, but it needs some work. Alright, so now I do apologize. I'd like to say this is a special long vlog about Nintendo of as of 2017. So 2017, the Switch launch, it was a success. The games they have there, it was a success. They had a game per month. There was Breath of the Wild in March, Super Mario Kart or Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I know it's a remastered was in April. ARM was in June. I think there was nothing in May. I could be wrong. Uh, Pokemon Tournament in September. You could also say Mario and Rabbit Kingdom Battle, but that's a Ubisoft game. And then October, you have two: Fire Emblem Warrior and Super Mario Odyssey. Awesome. And of course, in December, you had Xenoblade Chronicles 2. So, what's going to happen in 2018? So right now, I know there's a Yoshi title going to be in 2018, a Kirby game in 2018. Who knows? So, anyway, and here's the main point, the objective of this vlog. What do I think about Nintendo in 2017? I say, awesome, they're back in their feet, they're being successful, they're making profits once again, and they're doing good decision. First of all, the Switch. That is, believe it or not, that is the Lady Wallace legacy. What he learned from the Wii U, he implemented on the Switch and made it better. So the MO that he wanted was mission objective to be able to play anywhere of those retail console experience. So you want to play a console experience game, but on the go. There you go, the Switch. So the console is just tablet thing, and you put it on the dock, you can play it on the TV. The controller, you can take it out, put it on a controller holder, the Joy-Con controller, Joy-Con grip. There you go. I mean, like I said, I bought a Switch, and I'm having fun with it. The games I bought, of course, granted Nintendo games, they were fun. Super Mario Odyssey, fun. Fire Emblem Warrior, fun. Xenoblade Chronicles 2, actually fun. And that'll be enough for me because those games are long. Well, yeah. So far in 2017, they're doing good decision. The games were there, and more of it is that they got indie games now to complement those retail games. The difference between the Wii U and the Switch was that in the time with the Wii U launch, one of the problems they didn't have really was also indie games. Also, and I did mention it before, at the time with the Wii U, they didn't have a guy who's in charge of indie games. Third party relation. Remember, I did say about Adam Boyce, which unfortunately he left. Well, new future endeavor, used to work at Capcom. He went to Sony. He was in charge of third party relation, basically giving reason and Another one I'm looking for is convince third party why put it on the PS4, PS3, and Vita. Gio Corsi does the same thing, but now I think because when I had them boys left, Gio Corsi took over. He's still awesome guy. And then so what Nintendo did, or maybe Nintendo of America did, they hired somebody who's in charge of their own version of third party relation, and they have their own indie game. So there's a lot of indie game came for the Switch. And they showed a lot of showcase, and they were good. Have I bought some of them? Not so much yet, but they have a lot. Some of them I don't think even out yet. There was one that's supposed to homage to Advance War. I don't know if that game is out yet, but it's also on the Switch. The bottom line is the Switch actually starting to build third party support. The Wii U didn't. So if your console's only Wii U and you want a variety game, you're kinda out of luck. In the case with the Nintendo Switch, it's getting there, but it's still not so much yet. It doesn't have Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Does not have Monster Hunter World, Dragon Ball Fighters, Soul Calibur 6 is still not there. That's all I can think of in the top of my head. Final Fantasy 15 still not considered. Okay, I'm thinking of other ones. There are a lot more that it should be in the standard. That's why a lot of this one I noticed is that, oh, how come it's not on the Switch? It's not on the Switch. I'm like, it's kind of funny, but at the same time, they do have a point. Because when the game is not on the Switch, the general consumer might say, well, then there's not a lot of variety of games, and that's bad. And again, a lot of people can't afford multiple consoles. You know, if you're a video game nerd like myself, yeah, we're gonna buy multiple consoles because we're sick in the head. Well, I'm sick in the head. Haha. But like I said, not everyone can do it. They kind of did it with the Wii U. Some people I knew tried it, just have a Wii U, didn't really work. They end up selling it, buying another console. Can you now with the Switch? Much better. Even so, me personally, I'm gonna buy it only to buy Nintendo games on the Switch. I know a lot. At least it's good that it's there. The option is there, and I think that's a good thing. That's a good thing there. So again, got of games, got of indie games. Online right now, I can't really say much because since it's still free, gotta wait until 2018 for that one. But we're gonna wait. If it is true, $20 per year, heck, I can afford that. Like I'm willing to afford that, rather than freaking $60 for PlayStation Plus or Xbox Gold. By the way, there's a promo for PlayStation Plus right now. I think it's $40. I think $40 I can do it. $60, no, no, no. So far Nintendo's doing good. The sales of the Switch surpassed the Wii U. Well, no duh. Come on. The least selling console was the Wii U. So the next one probably, if they keep this up, this momentum is the GameCube. Then probably the N64. Then maybe the SNES or the NES. However, it'll be a long time before the Wii because the Wii was the most sold console in the Nintendo lineup. So again, pretty awesome there. Oh wow! So think about Nintendo is really doing good stuff. So like I said, just the Switch itself, they're making money. Good. Another thing what Nintendo did good, and this started I think in 2015, but the game didn't come until 2016. I'm thinking, is it 2016 or 2017? No, 2016 with Mitomo was that Lady Watt also announced that they're going to the mobile business. I know a lot of people didn't like that. They say, oh, Nintendo, you're copying other people again. Microsoft actually had mobile game, believe it or not. I played some of them, got me some achievement. Sony actually for a while had mobile game, but in the long run they basically said, it wasn't working, whatever. I don't know. They stopped their mobile. Just people didn't really care. Nintendo did it. People love it because the quality is there. Their mobile game was quality. Super Mario Run. I don't agree with the $10 price tag, but the $5 price tag definitely is worth it. I know that's what Kimishima wanted, but again, it's good that you have mobile that supports the Nintendo Switch. Heck, even the 3DS. Because I said it before, I'm saying it again. The whole point of mobile games is to expose the general consumer to be more understandable about Nintendo. There you go. So pretty awesome what they're doing there. Pretty awesome. And another thing still is, I know it's probably getting diminishing to some extent, is the amiibo. We know the history of amiibo. I was kind of skeptical in the beginning, but after a while I said, ah, shoot, I guess I'm going to be thinking ahead. I need to buy a lot of this. And as of right now, I'm still buying a lot of this. So, yeah, I got problems with amiibo. That it's so much a problem that I'm kind of cheesed off that I couldn't even get the Super Mario cereal. Yes, it comes with the built-in amiibo, the box itself. It's supposed to be a low-end amiibo. If you just care about the functionality, not the collectible idea. But of course, jack of jacks are getting them. A lot of people like her who work at Walmart, Target, and the supermarket, bunch of jack of jacks were getting like 10 or 20. So, wow. Like, if you're scalping cereal just because it had an amiibo feature and it came from Nintendo, of course, Kellogg's, that's gonna suck, dude. You suck and get a life, get a job. You're pathetic. You're scum of the earth. You guys are a bunch of jack-offs. That's all I can say. What do you want me to say? They're jack-offs. They don't have life. They can't even get a what? Can't get a decent job. That's why they're scalping cereals now. Well, they do scalp Szechuan sauce, so what can I say? So yeah, but the bottom line is the Switch, they're doing good. They're making them profit. Mobile game, awesome. They're also basically making money on those mobile game. Fire Emblem Heroes was making the money. Animal Crossing, a lot of people are basically playing there, man. Some people are actually dropping in money. Not so much with Super Mario Run because it's auto run. Mitomo, it's just somewhere in line, somewhere in the middle because again, it's me. It's a me game. Not a lot of people want me game. So my thoughts on 2017, they're doing good. If you're a Nintendo fan, it's a good day to be a Nintendo fan. And it'll just get better in 2018 because there are some games that's going to be also on the Switch. Street Fighter, the 30th Anniversary Collection is going to be on the Switch. Some big games going to be on the Switch. Big exclusive is going to be on the Switch. I just realized I remember one. Beside Yoshi and Kirby, Bayonetta 3, a Switch exclusive. Again, my guess is Nintendo's funding the game. And AJ Yoma basically announced they're already working on a new Zelda game already, immediately, the minute they were finished with Breath of the Wild. A new Zelda game is coming out. Hopefully, new IP for the Switch. I want more new IP. That's a good thing. And now they're doing big risk. I don't know. The problem with the Wii was the lack of new IP because, again, the confidence was way low. So hopefully they'll fix that in the Switch. So in 2018. Hopefully also the robust online. Another one is Virtual Console. And no, I don't count the Hamster Arcade Archive. That's a different developer. They just given a license and permission to use Nintendo. I just bought versus Super Mario Brothers. Freaking awesome. Good, quick up play if you just need something fast. The arcade version is way different than the the Nintendo version. Now, if I need a quick Mario game, just like a quick fun game, there you go. Awesome. They are gonna come more hopefully in 2018. Super Punch Out is the one I really want, hoping for. I don't know what else they have that's worth it. Donkey Kong maybe. I mean, I did all those showcases, believe it or not. Versus Super Mario Brothers, versus tennis, Donkey Kong, Mario Brothers, believe it or not. Go just look it up on my main channel, do a word search. You'll probably find it if YouTube allows it. Yeah. So a lot of things are good in 2018. Hopefully they're keeping this momentum. Especially the big one that I hope they're gonna do in 2018. And that is Super Smash Bros. For the Switch. Bring back Ice Climber. That's all I wanted. Just Ice Climber. But the notion of the roster has to be the same for the 3DS and the Wii U. I'm sorry, it was ridiculous. If it was the new 3DS, then maybe, but it is what it is. Kind of bummed me out. Hopefully, Ice Climber, bring back Ice Climber. And like, you don't need to have a new Smash Brother because there's still a lot of those stages of potential for fun players. Like, oh man, there are a lot of them. I mean, there's a lot of them. Big Blue, the classic N64 Mute City, Thermia Bay, just whatever top of my head. What else I can think of? The from Diamond and Pearl, the Time and Space where Palkia and Diagla, uh, Ice Climber stages, definitely. Donkey Kong stages, yeah, I mean the Mario Brothers, the original Mario Brothers stage. They gotta bring that back. You know, that was an awesome stage. You know, you grab the creeper, the fly, the crab, boom, it's funny. Yeah, and the stages from the 3DS, put it on the Switch version. You know, the Paper Mario, the WarioWare, uh, SNES, Mute City. It was actually, you know, there'll be a lot and a lot of DLC. Do a season pass on it. It'll be awesome. I mean, I'll buy it. I'll double dip on that. I'm willing to double dip on Nintendo game because I just recently also bought. I just gave in because I really felt I want to play it because it had a free steel case and that's Super Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Been playing it. It was fun. I did test out the online for a while, but maybe that was on my connection. Who knows? So the bottom line is they were doing good in 2017. Keep up this momentum, Nintendo, in 2018. More amiibo. Maybe, maybe, maybe the Monster Hunter Story amiibo, Box Boy amiibo. What gives? Seriously, I mean the thing that's gonna come in 2018. One of them are the 3-pack Shovel Knight amiibo, Spectre, Gold, Plague Knight. There you go. So I don't know. I mean, there's sales on amiibo on PlayStation for the Monster Hunter. Gotta check that out. Box Boy, kind of lame that you didn't bring it out. I don't know. And the mobile game, keep up the momentum. I agree. 2 to 3 mobile game per fiscal year. I say 2. The first one they did was Animal Crossing Pocket Camp. It was a fun game. I've been playing it. I don't know what's the next one in 2018. Maybe they'll have one, maybe not yet. The rumor was Zelda, but who knows? And then Switch itself, keep it up. And the 3DS may be a supporter because I know a lot of people kind of feel like the 3DS is going to be, in the long run, it's probably going to be, they're going to end it because, like I said, what's the point if you have the Switch? But I know Switch is $300 versus the new 2DS. It's 150. It's like half of what it is. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe have a SKU for 300. Yeah, maybe 199. Just have the tablet and the Joy-Con and an adapter, and that's it. And I mean, you already have free games, or maybe one game. That's it for 199. The Switch is 299. But that's what I'm saying. And then $300, and then like I said, the new 3DS is $200. The 2DS is 150, but there was a rumor out there saying that they're starting to cancel out the new 3DS because people don't really give a hoot about the 3D factor. Yeah, I kind of agree, but we'll see. We'll see there. So yeah, as a Nintendo fans, it's awesome. Can't wait what they're gonna do in 2018. Nintendo's doing a good job again. I think they learned their lesson from the Wii U era. They're implementing it for the Switch, so yeah, I can't wait to see what happens. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Nintendo in 2017. Boy, I know it's long. Like I said, there's a lot of things I want to talk about on the Nintendo as of 2017, and like I said, it's a Christmas special, so gotta make it epic. Do you agree? Not? Well, it's up to you. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Nintendo in 2017. So with that, thanks for listening.